of UA is starting now, so it is not closing. And unless each and every citizen of this world gets benefit of internet, I think we don't have to sleep. And that is what we have to. Now I am handing over to MC to start this particular session. Ma'am.
आप सभी का हृदय से स्वागत करते हैं एक बार फिर से। मंच पर मैं आमंत्रित करूंगी। I would like to invite all the esteemed dignitaries on the dais. Respected Ms. Tripti Sinha, ICANN Board Chair. Respected Shri Sanjay Kumar Rakesh, MD and CEO, CSC. Ms. Sally Casterton, Interim President and CEO, ICANN. Shri T. Santosh, Director, MIT. Mr. Edmund Chung, Director, ICANN Board. Shri Anil Kumar Jain, CEO, Nixie, and Shri Ajay Datta, UASG Chair. I request our esteemed dignitaries to please join us here on the stage. और एक बार जोरदार तालियां हमारे मेहमानों के लिए। भारत की फिजाओं में हम सब जानते हैं कि G20 की महक है, वन अर्थ, वन फैमिली, वन फ्यूचर का मंत्र है। तो फिर क्यों दुनिया के इतने सारे लोग इंटरनेट की पूरी सुविधा से वंचित रहें? क्योंकि उनकी भाषा अलग है, लिपि अलग है या फिर संस्कृति जुदा है। लेकिन अब यूनिवर्सल एक्सेप्टेंस डे को मनाते हुए आइए हम सब संकल्प करें कि ज्यादा से ज्यादा इंक्लूसिव तथा मल्टीलिंगुअल इंटरनेट की ग्लोबल मुहिम को हम सब मिलकर साकार करेंगे। लेट्स वर्क टुगेदर टू मेक अ चेंज फॉरएवर। Let's have an insight into the need and efforts being made for ensuring universal acceptance of the internet. And now I would like to request Director ICANN, Mr. Edmund Chung, to kindly deliver welcome address.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, Edmund, here. And this is, has been as I started the discussion yesterday at a related UA Day event, this has been a journey, a 25-year journey for me. And I'm really moved this morning to see the a lot of support and also a lot of actual work being done in universal acceptance. So very excited to see and hear Anil mention that this is a valedictory session and not a closing, because really this is the beginning of another phase of the journey for actual deployment of internationalized domain names and email addresses to actually make the next billion come online easier and to be able to navigate the internet in their own native language. So very excited to see this actually happening. Again, this has been a fantastic journey, and I'm looking very much forward to the journey actually making it real and making it happening for users around the world. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Edmund Chung. And I now request Dr. Ajay Datta, UASG Chair, to give opening remarks.
Good evening. This is like a dream come true for universal acceptance. As we heard that this initiative started in 2015, and we are in 2023, and we are still talking. But some things have happened beyond the talk. I always believed walk the talk. Just saying what we should do will not help. We need to lead by example. We need to show the real impact. And I was fortunate to have those opportunities to share that opportunity with my team. So I want to share an incident which Anilji has heard yesterday, but ICANN has not heard, and a lot of new people have not heard. ICANN raises the registry, the CCTLDs, and CCTLD, when they start registering the domain names, in 2014, NICSI, it started sunrise period. A sunrise period is known as a period in which the trademark owners are given an opportunity to register a domain name for themselves. And I had one, and I got that letter to block the domain name. And I registered one IDN in 2014. And that didn't work in any of the email platforms available at that time. And even today, Microsoft 365 and Google Works does not support to host those IDNs in those infrastructures. So we started building the tech at that year, and we broke that barrier and created a belief that it is possible to have an email address in that language. So we walked the talk at that time. It is not just waiting for somebody to do it. We are at a cusp of a situation where we create the infrastructure first or we raise the demand first. To me, they must run parallel together. It is not what first. It is about we have to do it together. So how do we do it together? So I am giving some actionables, according to me, must happen. All of us work in some companies, whether our own or whether as an employee or as a team. We have to influence our own team, whether it is our own or outside. Have your system UA ready. Because there are public around who have email addresses which do not get accepted in your systems. So if you are a payroll solution company or an e-commerce company or an insurance company or a license making company, it doesn't matter what company you are in, that email addresses exist in this world. And we heard that in Rajasthan we have 7 million people, which can go up to 20 million. We heard people having in China, and we heard somebody has in Thailand. And there may be accounts which we may not be even aware, and there are no speakers here to talk about them. So we are having millions of email accounts already in place. And hence, it is extremely critical and important to make them our customers. Would we like to miss them? Would we like to leave them aside and not serve them services, what we offer? And hence it becomes a very important case to become UA ready. That's a part of the readiness of the infrastructure. Now the supply side, now the demand side. How do we raise demand from the citizens? How do we get those email addresses? So we now need to create that demand in the citizens by ensuring that services are available with those IDs, and at some places only with those IDs. And we need to sometimes create a hook around that this domain name will be available or this service will be available only through this IDs at some point of time. Give a priority, give an access to this. We saw that when the Gmail started, we all know, Sanjay ji, you will be surprised, the Gmail was available only through the reference. It is available free to everyone right now. And people used to ask, do you have that code? Do you have that referral? That became that viral. And there are many services which starts in the word with a reference. So how do we make that some of the very prominent service required for few months available to only those customers, and such that demand gets created. So we get those people online, they suddenly become privileged that, oh, I have to have somebody who have a Hindi email ID or a Gujarati email ID to access this service, and then only I will be able to get the service. This is the demand side. I think, and this is just one idea, we have to have millions of initiatives around this. I was talking to Sally and Tripti, what next for USG and for UA Day. We are holding this event in 42 countries today. In GAC, Tripti, we have 181, yeah, 181 countries. My dream would be come true when we have 181 countries participating on a UA Day. Will it be 24 or 25? I don't know. But that's what we need to target. Definitely, in India, with Anil ji, Sanjay Rakesh ji, Bhavnesh ji, we all have involved there, the whole ministry is involved there. We cannot have next UA Day without holding at least 22 states participating in each regional language of their own. There is no UA Day without that. There must be an event in each state which holds their own unique language. If all the states, great. At least 22 official languages must be covered. That's the kind of effort which we have to do, and led this initiative for the whole world as an example. This is just a start. This is just a good beginning, not the end. But every good thing has to finish and then start with more energy, more passion, more larger team, and more actionable items to do. I hope we all will together make a difference and take a pledge today that I will ensure that I'm going to talk about universal acceptance to at least one person in my company, and ensure and make an effort to have at least one website UA ready. Can we have that pledge, all of us, today? One pledge. We will talk at least one person about UA. It's not very tough, yaar. Come on. No, we can't talk one person to have UA. We can talk to one person. 10? Thank you, Maniji. I'm just asking one. So let's have raise hand. Can we talk to one person? All of us. Great. And at influence in the company you are in to have that website UA ready. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Ajay Datta. Internet, being a powerful medium, has not empowered all in the world, as everyone doesn't have equal access. विश्व आज यूनिवर्सल एक्सेप्टेंस डे में लैंग्वेज, स्क्रिप्ट और कल्चर की तमाम बाधाओं को लांघते हुए ज़्यादा इंक्लूसिव और मल्टीलिंगुअल इंटरनेट के प्रति संकल्पबद्ध है. यूनिवर्सल एक्सेप्टेंस इज द गेटवे टू अ मोर इंक्लूसिव एंड मल्टीलिंगुअल इंटरनेट. आइए देखते हैं इस बारे में एक फिल्म.
Is a vast network of interconnected devices that enables us to share information, communicate, and conduct business from almost anywhere in the world. Its benefits are numerous and far-reaching. It is estimated that there were 5.3 billion internet users worldwide, which represents approximately 65% of the global population. This number has been steadily increasing over the years as more people gain access to the internet. One of the biggest barriers to the widespread use of internet is its dominance of the English language. Although 60% of the world population is non-English, around 35% of the world's population still doesn't access the internet. 3 to 3.5 billion users don't have access to broadband. India is a multilingual country, and 88% of the population is non-English. More than 40% of India's population is yet to come on the internet. So these people face language barriers and roadblocks. In order to overcome these barriers and promote inclusivity and equality, which are essential for the development of a global community that is connected and collaborative, we need universal acceptance of the internet. Universal acceptance of the internet means that everyone, all domain names and all email address must be accepted in all software applications, regardless of their language, culture, or location, should be able to access and use the internet to its full potential. This can help bridge the digital divide and ensure that everyone has equal opportunities to access information, education, and economic opportunities. In order to promote universal acceptance, Universal Acceptance Steering Group, UASG, a community-led initiative was founded in February 2015 by ICANN. ICANN's mission is to help ensure a stable, secure, and unified global internet. ICANN coordinates and supports unique identifiers across the world. Since its inception, UASG is undertaking activities to promote the universal acceptance of all valid domain names and email addresses. More than 120 companies, including Apple, Google, XGen+, Salesforce, Microsoft, Nixie, various governments and community groups have already become a part of this initiative and are promoting internationalized domain names in local languages. NIC, the digital backbone of Government of India, has mandated procuring software which are universal acceptance ready. Even after these efforts, the readiness of universal acceptance is very low. Under the visionary leadership of Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji, a multilingual committee was set up for setting universal acceptance by the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. And the committee has taken a step forward in establishing the universal acceptance of the internet in India in 22 Indian languages. Bhashini, an initiative by the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, is designed to help transcend the language barrier online by providing support for Indian languages. The initiative is intended to help Indians to access internet and digital services and increase content on Indian languages. The mission is implemented by Digital India Bhashini Division. Since the inception of the internet, domain names were available only in Latin characters, and having domain names in one's language was a distant dream. But today, the National Internet Exchange of India, Nixie, provides domain names and emails in any Indian language, and localized domain names and emails became a reality. Now, anyone can book a website and use email in any of the Indian languages. Today, mobile handsets manufactured in India come up with 13 inbuilt languages. Various government websites, e-commerce sites, utility apps, citizen-centric apps, social media apps are in the process of becoming UA ready. With universal acceptance in place, it is expected that over 1 billion users will come forward from non-English backgrounds to the internet. A lot has been done, and there is a lot to happen. The next wave of internet will be driven by the multilingual internet. Let's join hands together to have an inclusive and growth-oriented internet.
I am reminded of a Hindi couplet कि शब्द की उंगली पकड़कर अर्थ की पगडंडियों पर चेतना के पंख लेकर तुम समय को लांघ जाओ, प्रश्न का उत्तर बनाते, लहर को सागर बनाते, जागरण के शंख लेकर तुम स्वयं को लांघ जाओ. तो अब ये बाधाएं हम सबको मिलकर लांघना है. May I now invite Ms. Sally Costerton for the special remarks.
Thank you very much. And I just wanted to say, I will be leaving today in this event and leaving India in a different place to when I arrived. Not only has I echo the thanks and appreciation of my fellow members of the panel here up on the stage and my fellow guests. And I want again to thank the government for giving this wonderful venue and all the resources and time to get us together. I think what I'm leaving with is the sense of momentum and purpose and the opportunity that India has to be a world leader in this space, and soon, because you've come so far already. And I want to make sure that within ICANN, we use all the resources that we have to do everything we can to support and help that, not just, as our data says, not just today, but this is the beginning of the next phase. Tripti calls it an inflection point, the beginning of the next chapter, the jump. And these are all things that we can do a lot in our community to affect and to change. And finally, I would like to say it's been so great to meet old friends, to make new ones, and to take away so many personal examples of what a difference universal acceptance will make here in India. I think coming here when you don't live here like me, what an advantage it is to see right here in reality what a difference it's going to make to people if they can have access to that by this relatively simple change. And it's so worthwhile doing everything we can to move that forward. And I just say, I leave feeling full of hope and optimism that this is an exciting new chapter, and thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Ms. Tripti Sinha, ICANN Board Chair, I request you to kindly address the August gathering, please.
Anil, Ajay, Sanjay, Santosh, and to all of you in the audience, मैं भारत में वापस आकर बहुत खुश हूँ। आज का दिन भारत के लिए बहुत महत्वपूर्ण है क्योंकि आज यूए दिवस का उद्घाटन है। It is truly great to be back in India. I'd like to express my gratitude to the Indian government's Ministry of Electronics and IT for hosting the first ever UA Day event through the National Internet Exchange of India, NIXI, and for providing me the opportunity to speak with you today. UA Day was conceived, as you've heard today, by the Universal Acceptance Steering Group and ICANN to drive a more inclusive and multilingual internet, and we've heard a lot about that today. The steering group is a volunteer-led group that ICANN is proud to support and fund. That we're here today is a result of a joint effort by the steering group, ICANN, and the Indian government. We are delighted to collaborate with you all in holding this inaugural UA Day. As many of you probably know by now, I am Indian. I was born in India and moved to the United States as a young child when my father, a theoretical physicist, went to work for Bell Labs. A few years after my family immigrated to the United States, they returned to India. So my father could do his part in building up the scientific and research capabilities of a then young nation. Today, India is very different. Because of this, and my formative years were spent in both India and the US. I returned to the US for university studies and to launch my professional career. I am deeply grateful for the opportunities I had because they enabled me to view our increasingly interconnected world through a global lens. Global perspective and mission are what undergirds our work at ICANN. We have made great strides towards fully realizing a truly global and multilingual internet. International domain names, or IDNs, as you've heard, play a key role in this because they enable people around the world to use domain names in their own local languages and scripts. In 2012, DNS, which is essentially the address system for the internet, was expanded to include more than 1,200 top-level domains. Top-level domains, as you know, are the letters at the end of the internet address, such as a .com or a .org. The 2012 expansion included names in local languages and scripts, and it's growing, as you've heard throughout the day. That was a good first step in laying the foundation for future developments. Today, we are looking to expand the DNS further and expect a significant increase in the number of IDNs in use today. IDNs provide choice, innovation, and access to internet users, particularly the next billion, as we all know so well, most of whom do not speak English or the Latin script or to navigate the internet. Universal access is also essential for a multilingual and inclusive internet. UA ensures that all valid domain names and email addresses, regardless of script, language, and character length, can be used equally by all internet-enabled applications, devices, and systems. That's why both IDNs and UAs feature predominantly in ICANN's strategic plan for fiscal years 2021 through 2025, and will likely continue to grow in that space. And that is why the ICANN board has established a dedicated working group to oversee the progress we make on IDNs and UA. In advancing our mission of a truly global and multilingual internet, ICANN is pleased to work with and support the Indian government in reducing the digital divide and fostering inclusion. ICANN, with the help of the multi-stakeholder community, worked on 26 non-Latin scripts generally used in this region, in the Asia-Pacific region. Most of them, 15 to be exact, are being used right here in India and support all 22 constitutionally recognized languages in the country. That is a great example of how working together can produce tangible progress. When talking about Indian languages and scripts, I would be remiss if I didn't take a moment to commend the Indian community for working tirelessly through the Neo-Brahmi Generation Panel. It was formed to determine how the scripts are encoded to allow for linguistically consistent and technically viable top-level domains for the Internet's root zone. I'd also like to highlight a few examples of what they achieved. The panel worked to develop a framework to design a consistent solution to several scripts. It found that there are many similar characters across scripts and determined that those characters must be identified to mitigate confusion when using domain names in these languages and scripts. Examples include Kannada and Telugu scripts. In addition, the panel also developed rules for the proper use of characters that require context, such as Halant, Naktha, and Chandrabindu. The Neo-Brahmi GP has completed its work, and we celebrated their success at the ICANN 75 meeting in Kuala Lumpur. However, I'd like to again express my gratitude for their efforts and thank the Neo-Brahmi GP leadership team, including the co-chairs Ajay Datta, Mahesh Kulkarni, and Uday Narayan Singh. ICANN's vision for IDNs and UA squarely aligns with the Indian government's digital inclusion goals. One cannot overestimate how essential IDNs are because they pave the way for users to navigate the internet in their own scripts and languages. Therefore, supporting IDNs and UA provides an immediate and tangible boost to the Indian government's goal of digital inclusion and empowerment of all citizens. This is especially true for local language enablement and the growth of rural digital economies. IDNs, once available, must be coupled with universal acceptance so that all valid domain names and email addresses, regardless of script, language, or character length, can be used equally by all internet-enabled applications, devices, and systems. We're not there yet. To get there, we must work together, and we must do so diligently and in a sustained way, because this is not a sprint, it's going to be a marathon. We must engage with programmers and software developers, big and small alike, and explain the importance of UA. This is not easy. Yet again, the Indian community has already begun to step up to this critical challenge, as we've witnessed today. If we want to give local language communities access to the internet so they can reap the internet's promised socioeconomic benefits, we must push even more to make UA the new standard. Our joint and essential work on UA is one important example of the strong and enduring partnership ICANN and India have built over the years. That Indian community members are active in almost all of ICANN's supporting organizations and advisory committees where they help shape policy is another example. Policy issues are not the only area where ICANN and the Indian community partner together. We also work together on important technical issues such as bolstering the DNS and internet connectivity. To safeguard the DNS, ICANN has partnered with the Center for Development of Advanced Computing, CDAC, and other organizations on DNS security training. Looking ahead, I am convinced that the reach of the internet will continue to grow at an ever-increasing rapid clip. As information on the internet continues to increase, we'll see internet services enhanced with augmented and virtual reality, with artificial intelligence, and enabled in more than one language. People will be able to experience all this content via its user experience, user interface, and now universal acceptance, which will now include major languages. So at this point, I'd like to also highlight that when the internet was first created, was being investigated, the topics were being investigated 40, 50 years ago, they were looking at the nuts and bolts of ensuring that the bits would flow and get from point A to point B. But at this inflection point, it is imperative that we make universal acceptance a design principle going forward. Only then will we truly realize the power of the internet, which is transformative in what it's done. For it to be fully, truly transformative, we need to bring all the 8 billion people into it, and we need to do that to ensure multilingualism. The flip side is, think of what could happen if we didn't do it. The internet also has the power to leave out and to isolate, and we certainly don't want to take that path. So I am convinced that harnessing this great potential for the benefit of users everywhere requires us all to work together. In closing, I extend my sincere thanks again to the Indian government and the internet community for organizing this event and for giving me the opportunity to join you today. We look forward to continuing our partnership with India to create a truly multilingual internet for all. भारत की उन्नति, तरक्की और सफलता और भी आगे बढ़ेगी बहुभाषी इंटरनेट से। धन्यवाद, शुक्रिया, thank you.
बाइलिंगुअल संबोधन के लिए आपका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद, शुक्रिया। और अब की नोट एड्रेस के लिए मेरा आमंत्रण है श्री टी संतोष को, जो कि डायरेक्टर है मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स एंड इंफॉर्मेशन टेक्नोलॉजी। कृपया पधारें।
Tripti Sinha, Ms. Sally Kosterton, Mr. Sanjay Kumar Rakesh, CEO, CSC, Mr. Enman Chung, Dr. Ajay Datta, then Mr. Anil Kumar Jain, and my dear friends who have gathered here, who have joined from yesterday, going through each and every sessions. So I am also part of this initiative, say from 2014. So ICANN started this initiative of universal acceptance, as they had mentioned during a various session. It was in the year 2016. So during the course of the time, Government of India was also keen to take forward various initiatives under universal acceptance. Here in which during 2022, that is last year, Government of India constituted a committee which was mainly during a workshop on connecting Indians. So during connecting Indians, as mentioned in the video also, a committee was constituted. That was the committee was mainly to come up with a roadmap on multilingual internet. So multilingual internet committee was constituted with people from the industry, from the academia, civil society, as well as from the government. We had deliberated for 4 months. We spent time on each and every aspect of internet, how it is affecting people, and came up with a report. So in this report, the recommendations were 3. So we were concentrating mostly on short term, what to be done short term. So in the short term, we came up with a customer support thing which is established in FICCI, wherein which this customer support will provide help to each community. Besides it is government, besides it is academia, to help them to make UA website. And yes, awareness should be there. I believe that today you all have got some kind of an awareness what is universal acceptance vis-a-vis universal access. So in the short term, what we have identified is that gradually for an year or maybe two, we will move the governmental websites, Government of India websites to IDNs, that is internationalized domain names. Mostly since it is in central ministry, mostly the URL will be in Devanagari or in Hindi. Similarly, we will be touching base with the state government, wherein which the concerned state government will be moving their URL to their language. So Karnataka government has mentioned that they are moving into Kannada. So similarly, we are in contact with various state government. Now the medium term of this roadmap will be coming out with email IDs in the respective language. For that, we will be establishing a center of excellence, because there are various issues when this IDNs and emails will be coming forth. The issues are basically your application software has to be UA compatible. I mean, the people who are developers has to write code, and this libraries in Python, C, various programming language should have this UA compatibility codes. Then coming into other application like website, the website has to be UA compliant, because a person who knows only Assamese, he or she should be able to type or understand the browser. So the browser should be UA compatible. Now coming to various apps, I mean, we have seen many apps. All those apps has to be UA compatible. So this is a business proposition for the developers, for the industry, as well as the startup. And yes, I believe academia and government will be there. Academia will be taking forward this initiative. So as mentioned in various sessions, it is a 10 billion industry, or maybe more than that, which is this universal acceptance. So it is, it is a type of a Y2K problem. So you might have heard about Y2K problem, which was there in year 2000. So this will be a similar kind of a business proposition, wherein which I request all the stakeholders to take forward and participate, contribute into this. Now in the long term, email IDs will be created. See, I mean, here, first of all, universal acceptance is email IDs has to be accepted. Now the thing is that, can we create our own email IDs? Will there be a email service providers in India? So again, so it is also a business proposition. We have heard about ISPs. Now there will be email service providers. There are already email service providers in India, but they will be providing solutions to the Indian users. So a person in Andhra Pradesh, will he or she able to book a railway ticket using her Telugu email ID? That is what we need to solve within, say, 1 or 2 years. Our plan is for 3 years, but I believe when we all Indians work together, we can achieve this within 2 years. Now, another big issue which is going to come is for the cyber security people, both for government as well as for the industry also. So again, there is a business proposition. So there are pros and cons, so we have to take as a business proposition. So we all should work together. And I would like to congratulate each one of you, each Indians who have gathered here or who are reading through some kind of a media. So it is an opportunity for each one of us. And once again, I congratulate one and all over here, as well as the global community, because it has told to you as well as me that across the globe, universal acceptance day is being celebrated in 42 countries, and 50 events are parallelly going on. So once again, thank you all of you.
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी कहते हैं कि अगर हर एक भारतीय एक कदम आगे बढ़ता है तो हमारा जो भारत है वो 130 करोड़ कदम आगे बढ़ जाता है। हमारे बीच में ऑनलाइन कुछ बेनिफिशरीज जुड़े हुए हैं जो अपनी खुशी का इजहार करना चाहते हैं, अपनी ग्रैटिट्यूड, अपना आभार व्यक्त करना चाहते हैं। बहुत ही आतुर और उत्सुक हैं वो। तो नाउ द बेनिफिशरीज विल बी इंटरैक्टिंग विद अस। और अब मैं तृप्ति सिन्हा जी आपसे गुजारिश करती हूँ कि यहाँ पर कुछ बेनिफिशरीज हम सबसे जुड़ेंगे, उनसे आप बातचीत करें। तो सबसे पहले हम जुड़ना चाहेंगे शोलापुर महाराष्ट्र से, जहाँ से सुनील कमाटकर जुड़ रहे हैं, जो फाउंडर हैं कमाटकर डेटा एंड कमाटकर क्लासेस के। सुनील जी
नमस्ते। सोलापुर में पिछले 25 सालों से कामतकर एकेडमी, जो 5th to 10th के जो बच्चे रहते हैं उनको हम ट्रेनिंग देते हैं। और ये जब ट्रेनिंग दे रहे थे तो हमारा सबसे बड़ा जो हर्डल था वो ये था कि मराठी लैंग्वेज में कैसे कम्युनिकेट करें। जैसे कि नोटिफिकेशंस देना है, रिजल्ट्स देना है, तो ये कैसे करें वेबसाइट थ्रू। तो इसका बेस्ट सॉल्यूशन मुझे यहाँ पे मिला और kamatकर.bharat हमने शुरू किया है। धन्यवाद।
would you like to say something to him?
Yes,
You can say it.
First, I want to say I commend you for this. This is exactly what we would like to see happen in the nation, and this is a grassroots effort, and this is how this will ultimately reach its goal. Am I? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
You're audible. Thank you so much.
एक सेकंड। सो आपको तृप्ति जी बोल रही हैं, मैं बोलूं कि शी इज़ वेरी हैप्पी, बहुत खुश हैं इस, और वो बिल्कुल ये चाहती हैं एज ए आई कैन चेयर कि इस तरह की जो आपने एग्जाम्पल क्रिएट किया है वो और आगे बढ़े और बाकी लोग भी इस एग्जाम्पल को सीख करके इसको एग्जीक्यूट करें। धन्यवाद।
सुनील जी आप मिसाल हैं, आपको बहुत बहुत सारी शुभकामनाएं और बहुत सारी बधाई इस काम के लिए। नमस्कार। और अब हम राजस्थान जयपुर चल रहे हैं। सोमवीर यादव हमसे जुड़ रहे हैं जो कि राजस्थान पुलिस से हैं। सोमवीर जी।
सर, जय मैडम।
नमस्कार।
मैं बताना चाहूँगा मैडम कि राजस्थान पुलिस जो है अभी सभी की, पूरी राजस्थान पुलिस और पूरे जितने भी राज्य कर्मचारी हैं उन सभी की, और एक हिंदी डोमेन पे मेल आईडी बनी हुई है। जैसे मेरी है somveer.yadav@rajasthan.bharat, जो अजय डेटा सर के सानिध्य में ही ये सारा काम हुआ है। और क्योंकि राजस्थान में जो मातृभाषा एक तरीके से हिंदी का ही ज़्यादा इस्तेमाल होता है, तो सभी लोगों को ये दिक्कत थी कि हिंदी वाले जितने भी लोग थे, हिंदी समझने वाले, तो वो इंटरनेट की से पहुंच से दूर थे। आज सबकी मेल आईडी, ऑफिशियल मेल आईडी सरकारी कर्मचारियों की इस तरीके की बनी हुई है, तो सब इंटरनेट की जो पहुंच थी सबकी वो मजबूत हुई है।
Yeah, over to you.
अनिल जी आप बोलना चाहेंगे?
Sally, Tripti. I request Sally or Tripti to speak.
So,
We keep on speaking.
Yeah, she doesn't understand. We'll have to translate here.
So I want to Tripti add before what he said, he is not explained. 90,000 plus employees in Rajasthan Police have their own Hindi email IDs. He is one of them who is representing that email. And police people work in every small places, and there are lot of people are not very highly literate, so they prefer their language to be in their own language, and that's the empowerment which has happened. We helped a bit in technology side, but they have executed this project.
मैं अंग्रेजी में बोलूँगी क्योंकि
हिंदी में बोले तो बहुत बढ़िया।
नहीं, क्योंकि हमारे कॉलीग यहाँ हिंदी नहीं बोलती है ना, तो So I'll speak for you, Sally. I will speak in English, but I just wanted to, again, congratulate you. Rajasthan is indeed a model. Nitin Valia today talked about the tremendous progress that Rajasthan has made. And as Ajay just highlighted, we are delighted that you are in a place of empowerment, and the entire police force can do what it can do in its own native language. So these are the kinds of stories you want to hear. This is the progress, the story of progress for universal acceptance. And this is how this grassroots effort will spread across the nation. And as Edmund said earlier, I don't know if you heard his talk, but UA needs to become a design principle. Once it becomes a design principle, I think we will begin to go where we need to end up. So thank you very much.
सोमवीर जी, आपने भी एक अलग मिसाल कायम की है, और जैसा कि आपने बताया, आपका स्वयं का जो ईमेल आईडी है उसमें आपने हिंदी के कुछ अल्फाज जोड़े हैं, शब्द जोड़े हैं। बहुत बहुत सारी शुभकामनाएं आपके भविष्य के लिए, और हम सभी के एक बहुत अच्छे भविष्य के लिए, जहां हम मल्टीलिंगुअल इंटरनेट की बात कर रहे हैं। और अब हम तीसरे बेनिफिशरी के पास, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद सोमवीर जी। तीसरे बेनिफिशरी राजस्थान से ही हैं, रोहिताश सिंह, जो हरी एग्रो इंडस्ट्रीज से हैं। अब हम रोहिताश जी से बात करेंगे। हम क्या राजस्थान दोबारा जा सकते हैं रोहिताश जी से बात करने? नहीं तो फिर हम वापस से महाराष्ट्र चलते हैं, जहां से हमारा इंतजार कर रहे हैं सूरज बैगल। ये कौन है?
नमस्कार।
जी, आप मराठी टेक के फाउंडर हैं?
यस
जी।
नमस्कार, मी सूरज बागल. मी एक टेक ब्लॉगर आहे. मराठी वाचकांना तंत्रज्ञान विश्वातील घडामोडींची माहिती मातृभाषेत समजावी म्हणून मी मराठी टेकची सुरुवात केली होती. मैंने मेरे वेबसाइट के लिए मराठी टेक .भारत डोमेन इम्प्लीमेंट किया है. डोमेन नेम इंग्लिश के अलावा किसी और भाषा में भी हो सकता है, ये यूजर्स के लिए एक आश्चर्य की बात थी. अब उनको ये पता चल गया है कि इस साइट पर उनको अपनी मातृभाषा में टेक कंटेंट अवेलेबल है, तो रिटर्निंग यूजर्स की संख्या और उनका इंटरेक्शन भी बढ़ गया है. मैंने जब ब्लॉगिंग स्टार्ट की थी तब ये थॉट आया था कि डोमेन अपनी मातृभाषा में भी होना चाहिए, और अब ये पॉसिबल हुआ है. और आणि यासाठी मी निक्सीला धन्यवाद देऊ इच्छितो. थँक्यू.
Would you like to comment, Ms. Tripti ji or Ajay ji?
ना, दिस इज बहुत अच्छा प्रयास है इनका भी. तृप्ति जी, वही है कि इन्होंने मराठी में जब वेबसाइट बनाई तो लोगों को बड़ा आश्चर्य हुआ कि मराठी में भी इनका डोमेन नेम हो सकता है. तो यही हमारा मिशन है यूनिवर्सल एक्सेप्टेंस के थ्रू, कि हम जब उनको लेकर के जाएं इस लैंग्वेज को और सारे बैरियर्स ब्रेक करें. आपने बहुत अच्छा काम किया है. आईकैन की चेयरमैन आपको बहुत बधाई दे रही हैं, और पूरी टीम आपको कह रही है कि ऐसे ही आप और आगे बढ़ें और लोगों को भी और मोटिवेट करें, ऐसे काम करें.
थैंक यू.
और ये मिसालों की मशाल जो इन्होंने जलाई है, क्या हम वापस राजस्थान रोहिताश जी से मिल सकते हैं?
जी,
रोहिताश जी,
नमस्कार जी.
आपका चेहरा नहीं आ रहा है, थोड़ा या तो वेबलिंक में प्रॉब्लम है. वीडियो ऑन कीजिए प्लीज. रोहिताश जी, आपका शायद वीडियो ऑन नहीं है, चेक कीजिए तो. हाँ, आया था अभी, बोलिए. आप अच्छा बोलिए, आपकी आवाज ही सुनते हैं हम. जी बोलिए, आप वीडियो में हैं, बोलिए. अब ऑडियो ऑन कीजिए, ऑडियो नहीं आ रहा है, ऑडियो ऑन कीजिए. और आपका ऑडियो ऑन नहीं है, ऑन कीजिए रोहिताश जी.
आवाज नहीं आ रही मैम मेरी?
जी अब आ रहा है, बोलिए बोलिए.
मैं ये बोल रहा मैम, जब से हिंदी मेल चालू करी है तो इससे मेरे को काफी आसानी हुई है मैम. मैंने इससे मेरा एक पता भी बना रखा है, रोहिताश सिंह data.mail data.mail.bharat के नाम से। तो इससे क्या है कि मैं जो भी ऑफिस का हर संदेश में आसानी से पढ़ सकता हूँ। मुझे जो मेरी अटेंडेंस देख सकता हूँ हर महीने मेरी पे स्लिप देख सकता हूँ इससे। तो इससे मुझे काफी आसानी हुई है मैम।
आप तो बधाई के काबिल हैं, तारीफ के काबिल आपने काम किया है।
पहले मेरे को अंग्रेजी में थोड़ी समस्या होती थी, हिंदी आने के बाद में मैं हर काम आसानी से इसको कर सकता हूँ मैं।
जी, बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया। बात करेंगे।
Sir, mic is not on. Mic.
जी।
Yes.
So before getting a Hindi email, he was having difficulty in checking attendance for his staff, even issuing pay slips and looking at the communication. Now he is able to conduct all these things very comfortably in his own language, and his whole staff is very happy with this.
I'd just like to say these are the stories of empowerment, of progress that we're hearing, and this is all because of him being able to conduct his business in his own language. So once again, this is universal acceptance in action. Thank you, and continue the good work, please.
थैंक यू रोहितास जी। सफलता की इन कहानियों को हम सलाम करते हैं, नमन करते हैं और बहुत सारी शुभकामनाओं के साथ कार्यक्रम को आगे बढ़ाते हैं। ऐसे ये छोटी छोटी कहानियां हैं, ऐसी कितनी अनगिनत कहानियां हैं हमारे भारत में। तो इसी तरह से हमारा भारत जो है वो 130 कदम आगे बढ़ेगा, जैसे कि माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने कहा था 130 करोड़ कदम। और कार्यक्रम को आगे बढ़ाते हुए अब मैं निवेदन करना चाहूँगी, अनुनय करना चाहूँगी रिस्पेक्टेड श्री संजय कुमार राकेश जी आपसे, जो कि MD एंड CEO हैं CSC के, कि हम सबको संबोधित करें, हम सबका मार्गदर्शन करें। पौधे से और शॉल से उनका स्वागत कर रहे हैं श्री अनिल कुमार जैन, जो कि CEO है निक्सी के। अतिथि देवता होता है, इस बात को हम सभी जानते हैं, परखते हैं, बचपन से सुनते आ रहे हैं। शॉल से और पौधे से, पौधा symbolizes this, the plant symbolizes the greenery and the progress, prosperity. बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। और now I would like to request respected Shri Sanjay Kumar Rakesh ji to kindly address the gathering.
Thank you, ma'am. सभी को नमस्कार। Respected dignitaries on the dais and friends in the audience, as a wild card entry to the concluding session of the first Universal Acceptance Day, and as an outsider who has some brush with the internet governance, and I can for a brief period, I would share with you my feelings that I have. There is a saying that nothing can stop an idea whose time has come. And I think multilingual internet, hybrid internet, internationalized domain is an idea whose time has already come. And it's not possible to stop it anyway. With rise of India in last 8 years or so that everybody of us has seen, the thrust that our Prime Minister gives and the country gives on Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, and diversity of language and scripts that India has, if we really want the benefit of internet and development of new technology, not only in the field of internet but all other fields, to percolate to everybody, the internet has to go multilingual. It's a no-brainer to say that a person is most comfortable in his mother tongue. Any other tongue is alien to him and remains alien to him till he lives, even if he masters it. So if we really want a participative system or everybody to realize his full potential, the internet, and for that matter, any medium of communication and learning has to be in his mother tongue. And with my experience, I think ICANN system has been slow to respond to this multilingual internet in the past. But as we all say, der aaye, durust aaye. And we do hope that internet, ICANN will make it as durust aaye. It will speed up the things, support things, and it would be a really pleasure to see the day when even a small community who have their own language can easily onboard this platform, get its not only domain name, the website, the communication system, even the keyboards through which he types. He does not have to go through an English keyboard and get it translated through the Google. So that day, if I can, with its a powerful network or the whole thing, can support, that would be the great things that we have. And not only that, I don't know. Now, no language is pure language. We all interact with each other. The way we talk, हम कभी हिंदी में बात करते करते अंग्रेजी के शब्द यूज करते हैं, अंग्रेजी में बात करते हिंदी के शब्द यूज करते हैं. इसी तरह स्क्रिप्ट में भी ये होता है that when we write in Devanagari, there are Latin letters which are used. Now the internet should be capable of handling that also. Not only in terms of domain name should have a hybrid. I don't know if it's is there or it's not there. The web pages should also be there, and it should be naturally possible to get it translated in the system. I think it was 2017-18 when I had gone to Taiwan. I had seen a small box which was translating the Chinese to English and English to Chinese on almost real time. So if somebody speaks in Chinese, it takes a moment to complete your sentence, and then when you pause, it translates it into English. And that, so the time is coming where technology is moving, not only the internet, all fields of technology, that tries to make the person most comfortable the way he wants to be. And internet is a powerful medium. And I'm very happy that Universal Acceptance Day, first Universal Acceptance Day has come here. And as Mr. Ajay Data has said, 186 countries should be on this platform the day. That would be why 186 countries. Within the country, there are several communities. So each community, each group of person having its own unique identity, if he participates in internet, that's the truly inclusive internet that we have. And we do hope that very quickly, with the support from ICANN and all the technological development that's coming, we will have this reality. And this Universal Acceptance Day is attempt to remember this every year at least, that we have a long way to go and we must march. So I wish the whole team all the best. They have done wonderful in the past and they have taken the huge initiatives, and we will realize it, aim sooner than later. Thank you.
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद और आभार, respected Shri Sanjay Kumar Rakesh ji. And this is a new beginning with our renewed commitment and zest and enthusiasm. So now I request Shri Anil Kumar Jain, CEO Nixie, to kindly propose words of thanks.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Now we are coming to the close of these 2-day celebration and the beginning of a new chapter in Internet Universal Acceptance. Now, with the permission of Tripti and Sally, Dr. Ajay Data is completing his tenure as chair of USG shortly. And if you agree, then let us all honor him and let us all thank him for his contribution to USG. So may I request all the people in the audience who are connected with USG, directly, indirectly, please come on the dais. And I request Tripti to kindly give a shawl to Dr. Ajay Data. Can you please bring the shawl? Please come. I request all of you, because this should be a I request Jia Rang also to please come. Can you please come?
बोलिए अनिल जी।
Now, in this two-day celebration, I just want to inform the audience here that in addition to what is happening in New Delhi, 5 state governments are celebrating UA Day like this. And it is being celebrated with full strength of state governments. And there are at least 10 locations in various universities who have hubs, and they are watching what is happening in Delhi by all students and faculty. So, because it was a massive program and the opportunity was given to us, first of all, I would like to put my gratitude and thanks to ICANN and UASG, who has given this opportunity to India to celebrate the first Global UA Day, and also the opportunity to Indian audience, Indian technical people, Indian academicians to interact with Chair ICANN, CEO and President ICANN, Director ICANN Board, MD and VP APEC ICANN, and the Director ICANN, Senior Director ICANN, here at New Delhi today and tomorrow. I'm also really thankful to UASG led by Dr. Ajay Reta. I remember Sarmad, Seda, who has worked, and all the chair of the working groups, local initiative, UASG ambassadors in various parts of the country, world, who have actually jointly decided that it should be at India. I'm really thankful to Government of India through Ministry of Electronic and IT, who has gladly agreed that they are ready to lead this massive program in the shortest possible time. I remember that this was a difficult time because we were supposed to get a declaration somewhere in the last week of December, but it got delayed, right? And then we came to know that when it is going to happen. So Government of India through all their agencies and groups has really helped shoulder to shoulder to work on this. And I'm really thankful to Nixie staff who are working virtually for the last 2 months. I think 50% of the work they are doing, but I think they are working, and I'm really thankful to the entire staff. I'm thankful to XGen, the organization which Dr. Ajay Data lead. He is helping the organization of these events on a technical part. And the result of the smooth flow of this organization, the organizing this Global UA Day, thank you, XGen, thank you team, and thank you Nitin Walia for support. Then there are several agencies which are associated in making this day possible. One is Grant Thornton, the well-known management company world over. They have taken care all the logistics, communication, knowledge on this. Thank you very much, the entire team of GT. Thank you very much for Ed Factor PR, who have taken the responsibility of taking the public relation work of this organization. The logistics of this event, the credit goes to Circle. There is an organization called Circle, and they remain at the back, but whatever we are saying, seeing the audio, visuals, stage, everything, day and night they are able to manage. Then we are also thankful to Inside, the organization which is providing the social media coverage of the entire event with us. I'm also thankful to make this possible, we make various working groups. The working groups is a technical working group, the secretariat, the marketing working group, finance working group. I want to thank the chair and members of all these working groups, even whom I am not able to name. Thank you very much for relentlessly work without any expectation on the back. To have this auditorium, and I think this is one of the most beautiful auditorium which we have. Thank you very much for Ministry of Defense, who has let us use this auditorium and enjoy for all of us. And I am also thankful to FICCI. Of course, Sarika is representing for giving us the facilities. Yesterday, the whole day we were at FICCI. The excellent arrangement which FICCI has done. There are several people, and now finally, I am really thankful to each one of you who are here right now, who have left this, who are there on site, and some people who have even woken up in the night in various parts of the world to witness the first global day at India. Thank you very much, thank you.
Thank you so much, Analji. And I thank all the dignitaries, esteemed dignitaries on the dais for their gracious presence. आप सभी से निवेदन है कि कृपया चाय पर पधारें. आप सभी को आमंत्रण है चाय के लिए. I request you all to kindly join us for a cup of tea. बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद मंच पर पधारे हुए सभी गणमान्यों का, और बहुत बहुत सारी शुभकामनाएं. मैं मनीषा दुबे आप सभी से इजाज़त लेती हूँ. धन्यवाद, नमस्कार, जय हिंद.